Guys, welcome to That Wrestling Show's Royal Rumble Prediction Show. I am one of your hosts, The Stinger. I'm alongside
Moose, and this is going to be the very first prediction show of the year. That's right, the slates have been wiped clean, and we are going to see who can predict the closest to the actual outcomes this year.
Yep.
Starting now.
Yep, and to the reigning That Wrestling Show champion, Lionheart, and everything. He somehow got past me, which I still question how he did. But
it's all those stupid matches from the last freaking...
Yeah, the last 4 shows last year really just befuddled us all.
But you're going down this year.
Yes. But let's start off with the lowest of the lows, which is the Divas match. Which, until we get that Sasha Banks versus Charlotte or the triple threat match at WrestleMania.
Or they bring Bayley up.
Yes, that is always true. This will always be said first. Because it gets talked about way too much. And this match is going to be good, but I'm still not clear on how much time they're giving them. So anyway, we got Charlotte versus Becky Lynch.
Now, I haven't been keeping up a lot with Raw. I know
me neither.
He hasn't. He's missed a couple. But from what I saw the last time, Charlotte has gone heel.
Yep.
And that would normally mean that the up-and-coming Becky Lynch would probably be going over to, good versus evil, good triumphs. But, I don't know, with the way Charlotte has been winning, I'm going to call 2 things. 1, Charlotte wins. 2, shenanigans.
Right. I'm actually going opposite because I have this theory of the possibility of Becky Lynch winning and Charlotte gets her rematch at Fastlane. Or WWE presents Fastlane. You gotta say it that way or it's not correct. But Becky wins and then Charlotte regains the title next month. And then you insert Sasha Banks into, this not getting anything from being with Team Bad. So she goes after the title, and it's a triple threat match at WrestleMania with Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Sasha Banks. And I think that's the way they should go. Are they? Probably not, but my pick's still Becky Lynch because I have that theory of, hey, here's a good idea. And last year I went on based of what I know they're doing. This year I'm kind of doing half and half. I'm trying to think of what they could do, but still have my input in it. If that makes any sense. Alright, so would you like to tell us the next match?
Okay, next up, now we started with the Divas. We don't know actually what order they're probably going to go in.
Right.
Except for the actual Royal Rumble. That'll probably be last.
And just a quick note real quick. When we get to the Royal Rumble match, we'll tell you how we're doing our predictions for that and everything. Just so that way, if you guys at home want to tell us your picks and everything, you can join in with us like that. But we'll tell you that a little bit later.
Okay, well, next up, we have the U.S. title match between Del Rio and, with his rematch clause, we have Kalisto.
Yep. It's fine. You're good. But this is the dumbest way they've done this. And I get mad about WWE like no one else. But this is freaking ridiculous. Last week on Raw, Kalisto beat Del Rio clean. What happened the next night on SmackDown? For all those who don't know, SmackDown is taped. The next night at the SmackDown tapings, Kalisto lost the belt back to Del Rio. Why?
I mean, it's not the shortest title reign we've seen before, but it's still up there.
Mm-hmm.
And after his, after what him and especially Sin Cara showed us during that, what was it?
TLC match.
Yeah, the TLC match between them, the Usos, and the New Day. I figured, either of them would really be able to carry a title,
Right.
and Kalisto especially, and clearly he was able to win it, but then you take it away right afterwards. It doesn't really make sense.
And this is something I was telling Lionheart a couple nights ago. I was like, it's one thing to put the title on Kalisto and keep it on him until, let's say, a Finn Balor or Sami Zayn come up and, challenge for it. Because those would be great matches. But I feel like the USL is being relegated to what it was before Cena won it and was doing open challenges. It's coming down to Del Rio is a boring champion. And it's ridiculous because the U.S. title can help guys like Neville, Cesaro, Ambrose is facing Owens in this show, but, Owens, just guys that are coming up that aren't well known with the main roster audience, like the kids and everything. And that's why a belt like the U.S., especially for Kalisto, who's coming off such a great month of December, even winning a Slammy Award for Shocking Moment of the Year, or Extreme Moment of the Year, whichever one it was.
Was that from TLC?
Yes. And he won that Slammy, and he had a great December, and you let him win the belt, and then you automatically take it off of him. There's no reason for that, especially when you are very strict on talent as is. And I know I'm not the only one yelling about this, but I hate even Steven booking, where one person wins and then the next person has to win it back. I don't like that. That is the worst thing in wrestling. But in general, I've got Kalisto because I don't see Del Rio holding this belt, especially with Cena injured now. This was probably Cena's spot that Kalisto's in. Kalisto has a chance to make a more of a name for himself. And once again, he's not Rey Mysterio. You don't have to have him only hold the belt for a certain like a couple of days or a couple hours or a couple of minutes. Kalisto's different. I mean, Kalisto and Rey have the same type of moveset, but I feel like Kalisto just comes off more of this guy can do a lot more than Rey did. And he's in his prime.
Well, next up.
Oh, who do you got, by the way?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh. I'm going to go with you and say Kalisto. But once again, I'm going to call shenanigans and say that the League of Nations is going to try to interfere.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Sin Cara comes out to help. I don't know. Maybe the Usos help, because it seems like they've been getting along at least a little bit. But I do foresee the League of Nations trying to take a part in this and keep Kalisto from taking back the belt.
Right. Next match we've got is the tag team title match, which is the Usos versus the New Day. And it and once again it's weird saying this, but the Usos got tag team of the year last year. So that's still kind of anyway.
Yeah, well, okay. Just to touch on that, we're very confused because the Usos weren't really there for most of the year, and the New Day had things going on all the time. The Lucha Dragons had things going. Pretty much, the Lucha Dragons were one of the few tag teams to actually be able to counter the New Day.
Right.
Of course, the Dudleys came back. There were plenty of other teams that had actually been there for longer and had done more
Right.
for the tag team division. Not saying the Usos are bad. I do like them, but to give them the best tag team of the year with that little done just doesn't seem right. But for this match, I'm actually going to have to say the Usos. The New Day obviously has the numbers game, and they're always pulling things, especially with the trombone. But I think for once this might actually be a victory for the other team.
For me, I'm going with the rule like I did last year with the Divas title. And until it happens, it's New Day wins. Lol. Just like how it was Nikki Bella wins. Lol. Last year for most of 2015. Because I just don't see the Usos or the Lucha Dragons beating him, or any team beating him, until a team like a Jordan and Gable or a Big Cass and Enzo come up from NXT. That's the next time I see someone being tag team champions. But until then, I just feel like it's New Day until at least WrestleMania. If not, maybe a full year reign as tag team champions. Next match.
Next up, we have the Intercontinental match between Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens. Now, we have technically seen this match before, but they did decide to throw in a twist. Thank you, finally, WWE, for taking the time to spice things up a little. This match has the special ruling that it is a last man standing match. Which means their only way to win is to knock the other person out or incapacitate them for long enough to get to a 10 count before they can get up.
For this, it's the way I've got this going is my pick is Kevin Owens. But my thing is, this is their last match. You have to end this now, especially if Sami Zayn is a surprise entrant in the Rumble tomorrow or Sunday. You have to have this as their last match, and Kevin Owens has to be in the Rumble, because I feel like it's the best feud that Kevin Owens could have going into Mania. That would make him submit his name on the main roster, and bring up Sami Zayn, and him submit his name on the main roster. And I love Ambrose to death. Ambrose is Cincinnati, born and raised, and everything where we are recording from. But I think this is Kevin Owens' match.
I, on the other hand, believe that Dean Ambrose will come through. Now, just because he's coming through does not mean it isn't Kevin Owens' match. The way I foresee this going is Dean putting up a decent fight, if not a really good fight, but with Kevin Owens um, dominating most of the match. And then somehow, probably with a pop up power bomb, which is Owen's specialty, getting Ambrose down, and then Ambrose getting up at like the count of 8, maybe even just 9, and then doing something. I'm foreseeing a chokehold of some sort, probably with him leaping onto Owen's back or something like that, and choking him out, and then getting a 10 count and winning. But full on street brawl, if that's what it does devolve into, then yeah, it will be Owen's match completely. But I'm still gonna bet my cards on.
All right, and our main event of the evening, and for the first time ever, well, second time if you count '92, but this time someone's actually champion and defending it in the Royal Rumble. It is Roman Reigns versus 29 others in the Royal Rumble match, where Roman Reigns will be entering number 1.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
I wanted to wait till the pre-show to tell you that, but so
he
along.
enters number 1 as the champion, and if he gets eliminated, he gives up the championship.
Yep.
And then whoever wins gains it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well then, good luck to you, sir.
And here's how we're doing this. We have 4 picks. Now, these 4 picks are not all, for sure, people that are going to be in the Rumble.
No. We only know a few names that are actually in the Rumble. But, as WWE has shown before, they like to pick from older rosters. And sometimes they even pick people that you haven't heard of in years.
Right.
So,
like a couple years ago, we got the Godfather returning, which got a cheer out of me and everything, and a bunch of people that we were watching it with. But Lionheart didn't grow up with him, so he didn't have as big of a reaction and everything. So, I mean, they're going to be in Orlando, so you're going to have an NXT crowd. So that means they're going to know most of everyone who's going to be in. But that doesn't mean, and I showed Moose a couple hours ago, the 2015 Royal Rumble and the 2014 Royal Rumble match, and showed him why the crowd crapped on that show. Daniel Bryan was supposed to, or we thought Daniel Bryan was supposed to win both of them. And then it didn't happen, and the crowd went apeshit crazy.
Okay. Now, we did make our predictions a long time ago. But, being that I have a horrible memory, I only remember one of my picks.
I remember your one pick.
And it's it's what we call a ping pong pick. It's somebody who you pick from wherever. You just throw them in there. Just a random name. So the only pick I remember was Sergeant Slaughter.
Yep.
I don't remember who I had as the other 3. We have 2 picks.
We have our first pick, which is our for sure possible winner. Our second pick, who, if our first pick gets eliminated,
they're our backup.
There's
third is Dark Horse.
Yes.
Who is somebody who either may or may not be in, who is kind of, they're not really being pushed right now or something like that, but it's somebody who you're like, there's a possibility.
And it's someone that might be just signed or maybe down in NXT that you could see them winning. And then, of course, the ping pong ball, which is just out of the blue. It could be any wrestler from any era, or any indie promotion, just so that way we can just have fun with it.
It's like fishing.
Yeah. But the way we're going to do this and everything, because you gave your ping pong ball already, I will give mine and everything. We'll go back and forth for our first pick, second pick, and dark horse.
Should we first, you know, at least most of the names that have already been released.
Yeah, I feel like that would just give it away and everything. Because the only ones for sure that you won't have to worry about because they mentioned them on TV. The three that I'm mentioning were mentioned on TV. Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, of course, and Brock Lesnar.
Oh, right. Yeah, that guy.
Those are the only three
He's a scary mofo.
that I can give out right now.
He is a scary mofo, and he does hurt people lots and win lots. But, no, I don't like it. He shouldn't be there. Stop.
But, my ping pong ball, because yours was Sergeant Slaughter, my ping pong ball is Camacho. And if you guys don't remember Camacho, he rode around on a bike with Hunico. So, that's my ping pong ball. 5 points, hopefully, my way. Which is not going to
happen. Okay. So, first pick. It's tough. It really is. Because there are 30 names that are possible, but then again, those 30 names are being pulled from a whole slew of rosters.
Keep going. I'm going to pull something up real quick.
My first pick would probably have to be... Oh, God. I wanna say... I was gonna say somebody, but then my brain decided, nah, you know who it's gonna be. And it's unfortunate, but I have this feeling they're gonna make Reigns win.
That is my first pick as well.
Second pick. Woo! Brock Lesnar.
Same here. Because there's...
I think we might actually have the same dark horse as well. And it's somebody that me, Stinger here, and Lionheart, and I believe a few others would like to see at least enter and hopefully win, which is Daniel Bryan.
That was my dark horse until I heard a certain superstar from Ring of Honor, TNA, and New Japan got signed to WWE. And that would be one phenomenal one, AJ Styles. And that's because I believe the Bullet Club is a legit thing coming to WWE. But as WWE trademark something the other day called the Balor Club, which will be the Bullet Club being led by Finn Balor. Now, surprises that I would like to see, and I'll get your things as well in that. Surprises I would like to see in the Rumble. Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Austin Aries, and Baron Corbin. And Daniel Bryan.
I'm actually not going to give you who I would like to see in it, but who I would like to see not be in it. And those names are all 4 of the Wyatts. Well, Mm, yeah, all four of the Wyatts. Del Rio.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that Brock Lesnar is in it, but we know he's there, so meh. Um, sorry, Sheamus. I would like to see you stay out of this one. And last but not least, you don't do enough, Rusev. I'm sorry. I get bored when I watch Rusev. I'd like to have a fairly exciting match. Rusev, stop. Um, other than that, I know participants in earlier Royal Rumbles um, have had matches beforehand, but to be honest, I have this thing where if I've already seen you earlier in the night, I'd rather not see you in another match unless you're having like
2 title defenses.
either that or you're a part of a gauntlet. Like you have to have match after match after match.
Right.
Then I'll be okay with it. But if you have like Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, all the people who are having matches before the Rumble. I mean, I'd like to see Dean Ambrose. I'd like to see if Kevin Owens can eliminate like 5 or more people in the Royal Rumble. But they're having matches beforehand, and I'd like to see other faces. You have 30 spots, and then you have 4 other matches going on.
Right.
Use those 30 spots to bring in the people that you're not already showing.
Something I've been saying for the past couple of years, because when you have guys like Hornswoggle, 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 and El Torito, and your commentators, Michael Cole has been in 2 Royal Rumbles. That's ridiculous.
Now, I will interject this. We watched one of the Royal Rumbles that Hornswoggle was in, and he's able to pick up quite a bit of weight, and he's fast, and he can actually get up to the top rope. He has a lot more mobility and strength than I thought he would. I honestly wouldn't mind if Hornswoggle was in it.
Right.
But that's my personal opinion. As long as he's not a joke. Like if he was actually participating, then I'd be okay with it.
Right. But the way that they would book it, it wouldn't be serious. But like JBL and King, I'm okay with that because they're actually wrestlers. But I don't like Michael Cole being one, and then just let's say somehow or another Vince is in the Royal Rumble match. I wouldn't like that. 99, it was funny.
I'd be afraid. I don't think Vince would make it
out. 1999 was one thing because it was the McMahon Austin feud. That was one thing. But now, like him even being the referee a couple weeks ago for Sheamus and Roman, when McMahon said that the title was going to be defended in the Royal Rumble match, I was so like, Vince, I know you're jacked to the bone, but one false step and you're done. So, I mean.
But, yeah, those are our picks. Whether or not there is another match, highly doubt it.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
And as if it's not announced before the show starts, we don't count it because we didn't know as well as you guys. But for all those that live in the Cincinnati area that watch our show, we will be at Jack's Tavern in Forest Park, Ohio, this Sunday.
Now we have been inviting everybody to join us every time we go to watch them. We've only been able to watch them on tablets or whatnot. But after speaking to the owner of Jax for the past few pay per views, he has actually decided.
To show the Royal Rumble on their big screens, and they have $5 flatbreads. I can say that right. $5 flatbreads, and then they got $5 nachos as well. So they do have specials on tap, and then $2 domestic and $3. What was the other one?
Imported,
Yeah,
I believe.
$2 domestic and $3 imported. So you guys can have fun while you watch the show. It's a really nice atmosphere. I hope to see a lot of people there and everything. I'm even thinking of grabbing a piece of construction paper and taking it over to Moose's house Sunday before we even head out, saying that that wrestling show is here or something like that. Just because, so that way it's like spread the word and possibly get more fans that way and just keep spreading the word, because we would like to help you guys out more, especially to get fans involved. Like I said, we're fans. We're fans. We're not doing this on YouTube to make money. We're helping everyone else. We want to do this for fun. And when we left this a couple of years ago, it wasn't the fact that we didn't care anymore. It was the fact of we were so far apart. He was in Kentucky, Lionheart was in Kentucky, and I was up here in Ohio.
And not in the same part of Kentucky. Lionheart and I were about 3 to 4 hours difference.
Right. And it was just hard to keep a schedule, find time to record, and make sure we had all of our picks and caught up.
Yeah, it started to become, as much as we loved doing it, it still started to become quite the burden because we couldn't actually get things to work.
Right. And right now, we are getting you pre-shows out because me and Moose are able to see each other a lot. But for the Raw recalls and the Raw reviews and the NXT reviews, those might be few and far between until either I get my own place or Moose and his wife gets their own place, because we don't have a legit way to watch Raw live every Monday and then record. That's why it seems like we can't get a Raw review out in the past couple of weeks. That's the reason why for that. But we will keep doing the pre-shows no matter what. That's like a given. As long as the weather cooperates out there, because it is winter up here in Ohio. Yeah, it's cold out here. It's cold out there today.
Markiplier would know.
Yeah.
He came up to visit family a couple weeks ago, and the snow hadn't exactly hit before then, but it was still pretty chilly.
Right. And then we hope that, because especially we got SmackDown coming to Cincinnati again in March, we're hoping by then we can start going on a constant. I'm trying to say, if not before Mania, maybe after Mania we can start getting that steady routine of getting a lot of content out to you guys, because we want to start building up a fan base, and especially because we got to see what Coulter do at NXT show. They got a full 200 to 300 people crowd to watch one of the hosts sing wrestling songs.
Now, I'm gonna put it out there. I'm never gonna do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it either.
But if we can get a large crowd like that who actually know our faces, who know what we do, then it'll probably feel the most amazing.
Uh-huh.
But
and for for all the people that are going to be there at Jack's Tavern Sunday, uh, hopefully you guys come say hi to us if you're watching this video. And secondly, you know, if you're not a fan of us, maybe we'll give you, some stuff to say, hey, check us out on YouTube, all that. I'll probably, I might have to talk to you about doing the sign thing, but,
I could probably get one.
yeah. But other than that, if you guys aren't watching it at a local bar that's showing it, just remember it starts at 8 o'clock on the WWE Network, or if you still buy the pay-per-views, uh, it is going to be at 8 o'clock on your local pay-per-view subscriber for cable, because the satellite services do not carry pay-per-views anymore for WWE, because WWE has their own Netflix type thing. But until the WWE Fastlane show, or whenever we are able to make a video again, I have been the Singer,
And I have been Moose.
and thank you guys for watching this video.